Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther. In this video I'll be showing you how to cut this wide leg cut together jumpsuit. So first of all, you fold your fabric into two. Okay, so I have the measurement I will be using. So what I'll be doing now is I'll be marking 4 inches first. So I'll be marking 4 inches from the up till down of this pants, okay, of this material that I folded into two. All right, so the full length I'm using is 61 inches. So after marking 4 inches, okay, I will connect them using my straight ruler like you see me doing in this video. All right, so after marking them, after connecting the lines together, so the next thing I will be doing is to measure my shoulder. So I'll be marking the starting line that I'll be working with, which will serve as my shoulder line. So I will divide the shoulder I'm working with. The shoulder I'm working with here is 16 divided by 2 will give me 8 inches. So I mark my 8 inches and go down and mark my chest line. I also mark from shoulder to waist, which is 17.5. So I mark from shoulder to hip. All right, I also mark from shoulder to the full length of this jumpsuit. Okay, so don't worry, we are coming down to mark the crotch length. Okay, so the next thing I will be doing now is to mark the crotch length. So what I will be doing is from the waist measurement, the crotch length I'm supposed to work with is 12.5. So but because it's a free dress, is very free down on the crotch length. So because it's very free, it's not tight at all, okay, on the downside. So I will be making it 14 inches from the waist. All right, I will making it 14 inches instead of 12.5 from the waist. I will make it 14 inches because it's actually free and is a wide leg on the downside, on the pant side. So okay, so after marking my vertical lines like so I'll be going ahead. So you mark your vertical lines. This is your shoulder, chest line, waist, bust, crotch length, and the length. Okay, so I'll be marking my shoulder divided by 2. So I will also go down on the chest line and mark it and connect it using my stretch ruler like you see me doing. So right now I'll be marking the neckline. So the neckline I'm working with here is 3.5 by width. Okay, so the back depth, I use 1 inch for the back depth. So the front depth, I'll be using 8.5. Okay, so when I sew it, it will be 9 inches, right? I use 8.5. So after sewing it, everything will turn 9 inches. So it's 9 inches that I want to use for the front. So I'll be connecting my neckline like so. This is actually a V-neck for the front. So what I'll be doing is to go down from the shoulder for 1 inch and connect it to neckline, which will serve as my shoulder slant. And on the chest line, I will divide the bust I'm working with by 4, mark it and add sewing allowance, and connect that line to meet with the shoulder that you divided in, armhole line that you divided into 2. So and connect it to form your armhole curve. Okay, so I divided the waist measurement by 4 and add sewing allowance. Okay, so on the hip, okay, so I'll be connecting it to meet with the bust measurement. So on the hip line, you know, is very free on the hip. So I divided the hip measurement by 4. I add extra 3 inches. Okay, you can add more, but me, I don't have much material, much fabric to add to make it more bigger. All right, so I added 3 inches, okay, for extra because for ease and sewing allowance. So now what we are going to do is on the crotch length, remember we remove 4 inches before, mark 4 inches before starting our measurements. Okay, so I will be extending that hip measurement to meet with the crotch. All right, so now we are to work on the crotch line. So what you will do is to get your crotch extension, divide your hip by 4, whatever you get. I divided the hip by 4. All right, I divided the hip measurement by 4. So what I have, I mark it from that 4 inches that I mark first. I mark it for, can you see what I'm doing? I mark it and add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Okay, so I will be curving my crotch curve right now. I'll be curving it. I'll be curving my flap. All right, so now I'll be extending the measurement down, because the downside is actually very free, like it's very free. All right, so I'll be marking it and connecting the line to meet with the hip and the crotch length. All right, so the downside of the flap is going to be straight like that. Okay, so this is it for the front cutting. It is very simple. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is to start cutting it out. So I'll be cutting the armhole first. You cut out the armhole, all right, the side, and you will come down and cut the back neckline first. Okay, so you cut the back neckline and cut out the flap. All right, so now you know this my table is not long, so I'll be shifting it to reach the length. This my table is by 50 by length, so the length I'm working with is 61. Okay, plus 2 inch for folding, that is 63. So I drag my material so that I'll be able to reach the full length of the pant. All right, so this is me cutting out the full length, and please do well to arrange it very well, because the way I drag it will shift. Okay, so if you don't arrange it very well, you might make a mistake. Okay, so I make sure I arrange it very well and remeasure it to get the full measurement. Okay, I connected it to the place I have cut already and cut it out. Okay, so we'll be using this one that we have cut right now to cut the back. We'll be using it to cut the back. So to cut out the back, you fold your fabric into 2 and place the one that you have cut already. Place the one you have cut already to it. Okay, making sure you have extra 2-3 inches depending on the measurement that you're working with. So right now I'll be adding my zipper allowance. Okay, I'll be adding my zipper allowance for the front. I'll be adding the zipper allowance. This is actually the place you'll be adding your zipper allowance. I don't know if you are seeing it. Okay, so I add 1 inch for zipper allowance to close to the hip. All right, close to the hip. Okay, so I did not reach the crotch length. I add 1 inch zipper allowance close to the hip. All right, so this is where I stop my zipper allowance. Okay, so I mark it and I connected the line like you see me doing. Connected the zipper allowance line together to meet with each other. All right, so on the flap I'll be adding extra 2 inches, or you can add 2.5 inches. It depends on the measurement you're working with. If you're working with a plus size or a bigger person, you can add more. All right, so now I'll be connecting it like you see me doing, slanting it to meet with the first zipper allowance that I added. So I will also, from the down, I will also curve it. All right, like you see me doing, slant it to meet with the front one that you have cut. All right, so every other side will be the same. Okay, for this. All right, sorry guys, the front side, which is the neck side, wasn't showing properly and I did not notice it on time. Okay, so that is it for the back cutting. It is very simple. So okay, so this is it. Cut it, slant it, and cut the flap area. All right, and also drag it to get, I'll also drag it down up to get the full end. Like I said before, this I have notched where the pocket, because this actually have inner pocket. So I have also cut the full length of it. All right, so this video is actually for cutting, so watch out for my next video for the sewing. Okay, I will trim the front neckline, which is v-neck. All right, like I said, if you're seeing this video for the first time, please do well to subscribe, click on the notification bell to be notified each time I drop video. So this is it for the cutting. Thank you guys for watching. Bye, and do not forget to ask your question. Now you take it to your machine and start joining. All right, so here is the final result. Thanks for watching. Bye.